Hello everybody and welcome. In the last video featuring Baba Dunia's Last Love, I mentioned that I was gonna read Shusaku Endo's Silence, and I finished it. Overall, I liked the book. It definitely brings out a lot of strong and mixed emotions. There are a lot of gritty scenes, a lot of tortures and killings and violence happening within 200 pages, a lot of fucked up stuff involving religious persecution. All in all, super serious stuff. Essentially, this story takes place in 1600s Japan when Christian persecution over there was rife, and is about a young Portuguese Jesuit priest, Sebastian Rodriguez, who travels to Japan with his fellow priests in order to perform some missionary work. However, Sebastian's bigger motivation of coming to Japan is to find out what exactly happened to his former teacher, Father Ferreira, whom he has heard has apostatized and apparently living in Japan with a wife and children. So when Sebastian arrives in Japan, he starts to experience things that are totally beyond his expectation in a violent way. And dude is literally gonna have his faith tested in ways that he has never imagined before. So yeah, he does meet Father Ferreira towards the end of the book, but it is not a happy reunion for him, and our guy soon finds himself in a world of disappointment. So first, let's talk about our beloved protag. The protag of this novel is Sebastian Rodriguez, who travels from Europe to Japan mainly in order to investigate what the heck happened to his former teacher. Do I like Sebastian? No. Do I want to root for him? Yeah, kinda. The main reason I kind of dislike him is that he is so damn arrogant when it comes to his role as a priest. Basically, he feels that his job is so important and he is destined to guide the lost Christians in Japan. He is aware of the violent persecution in Japan, but he kind of romanticizes her role as a priest who, will guide the oppressed Japanese through tough times. And boy, I think he is so naive. In addition to that, he doesn't seem to view the Japanese Christians he's with as real humans. He does not try very hard to get to know the Japanese Christians personally. He even thinks that they all look alike. And then when some of them are executed for their belief, he pretty much just sees them as poor martyrs, and all he feels is despair that God does not do anything when those people die. So instead of seeing those deaths as actual human beings dying, he compares them to a martyrdom that is not really glamorous. Dude, forget about them being martyrs. Actual people died. What's more important than that? This attitude kind of makes me want to give him a smacking. Another reason I find him so annoying is that he tends to compare himself to Jesus. It is true that he suffers a lot in Japan. It is also true that he's led to an ambush by a side character who ends up getting paid for what he did. You know what? This whole parallel to Jesus and Judas, really cements his thinking that he is imitating Christ. Some sort of a Jesus manifest. I don't know, I just think that this is kind of prideful. But I guess it is for the same reason that I root for Sebastian. I kind of want him to change his views, with all the violence that is happening around him. I want him to survive and be more humble and learn something from that experience. What I find really interesting is that our guy Sebastian comes into a whole new world with a set of expectations. Now, the expectations may not be positive. He is expecting that he is entering an enemy's territory, and whatever he's gonna do there in the name of his religion is gonna bring him some sort of glory. So whether it's spreading the religion, helping the local Christians, or even die as a martyr himself, he is dead prepared for all of that. He thinks that these are the stuff you can consider as sacrifice, just like how Jesus sacrificed himself. But it kind of brings me to the question of, is it really that simple? I mean, it certainly is not going to be easy. He does suffer in Japan at the hands of the officials, but somehow that suffering of his just doesn't feel like suffering enough. It's like he has not given enough sacrifice for the Christians there, and he's so eager to perform that sacrifice. I don't know, probably so that he feels Christ-like. No, this guy just wants to suffer that much. But soon he gets the chance to perform the ultimate sacrifice, and oh my gosh, he is not gonna like it. Overall, this book, and especially its ending, feels quite poignant because it talks about love in the context of religion, especially Christianity. But forget about religion. The way love is mentioned at the end means that it requires some sort of sacrifice, and I think that this applies to everybody regardless of your religion or whatever. You feel that you have what it takes to undertake that serious sacrifice, but sometimes love requires a different sort of sacrifice than you might expect, and that sacrifice might even cost you something. So yeah, I think that this novel illustrates that really well, and for that I gave it a 4.5, around 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's a really good one. I really recommend everybody to read this. It's awesome stuff. Well, that's it for my thoughts on Silence by Shusaku Endo for now. Do comment below if you have read this book and you want to share your thoughts about it. And please, if you have any recommendation, you can write in the comments below down there as well. Anyway, after our brief sojourn in 1600s Japan, we are going to modern day America after this, because I am going to read The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. So see ya in the next video. Bye!